Okay, I'll try.
Hey, I'm Mason.
And I'm Ashley.
And we like to get shit done. So I'm originally from Georgia, and I grew up mountain biking, backpacking, and then started whitewater kayaking when I was 15. Because I always grew up in the outdoors. We spent a lot of time on the lake growing up. However, I started to need, as a young man, you crave adventure and excitement and thrill, and so I discovered mountain biking and got into that, but then whitewater kayaking is what really took over. And throughout the years, I based my entire life off of whitewater kayaking specifically, and needed to live where I could do that.
My name's Ashley, and I'm from Iowa. I grew up incredibly active. I used to live on a farm, and we'd run around all the time in the country. And so for family vacations, we were camping and going out on the lake doing paddle boarding. So it was really natural for me when I moved out to California to immediately get into backpacking. Once I met Mason, he was also into whitewater kayaking, mountain biking, and skiing. So I figured that if we really wanted to make things work and make things as fun as possible, that I had to keep up. I had to learn all of these sports, and I am so thankful that I did, because now I love them probably just as much as him.
So backpacking and hiking, those are the non-extreme sports that I love to do. They give you this sense of adventure that you can't get from any other sport. There's something about that sort of physical, kind of pushing your limits, physically dealing with a heavy pack, dealing with discomfort for multiple days, that I really love. Very quickly you end up in this just kind of magical oasis where it's just, you just keep looking and you just can't stop. Like, you can't process what you're looking at because it's so incredible. I love doing it. I love the scenery and these amazing places that it takes you. But I love also getting done and then drinking a beer and, having a nice cheeseburger. That's what it's all about. If anyone knows who I am, they would probably know me just for whitewater kayaking. You get to a point where, you're looking down at harder Class 5 rapids, big waterfalls, and there's anxiety and fear that comes with it, and a lot of nerves. And that's one of my favorite parts about kayaking, is overcoming those fears and nerves. It's terrifying. You have to consolidate those fears and anxiety in order to run the rapid. Then be able to push through the rapid, run the rapid, and then that's where it all comes from. When you actually finish it and it goes successful, that's the greatest joy.
When Mason and I first started skiing, we would be on the chairlift, look under us, and we would see these really steep cliffs, look at each other and say, there's no way we're ever going to do those. And now when we get to the top of a mountain and we see signs where it says experts only, I get a little bit of a rush, my heart races a little bit, then the adrenaline takes over and we do it.
When I moved to Northern California, that's when I decided to go all in on skiing and fell in love with it. When I'm learning a new sport, I find like ways I break it down by thinking of these other sports that I've done. And so with skiing in particular, I feel like I was able to progress fairly quickly because I compared it to whitewater kayaking or mountain biking, where you're kind of picking your line when you're going down the slope. And when you get to the top of a black diamond, it's similar to being at the top of a class 5 or 4 rapid, to where you're looking down it and you're nervous and you're not sure how it's going to go, and you kind of have to then compartmentalize those fears in order to get through. And so the feeling of going down the slopes and ripping down the mountain at super high speeds, cleaning your line and getting down to the bottom is unreal. I originally started mountain biking when I was 15, just as a way to kind of get outside quickly, and you could just kind of hop around and do jumps and stuff like that. I love the physicality of mountain biking and the large amount of distance you can cover in a short amount of time.
If you're going to mountain bike, at least distance. So we'll commonly do a 20-mile mountain bike ride. In order to do that, you basically have to be an athlete. You have to be athletic. It's not something that you can just get off the couch and go do. So I really like the challenge in mountain biking.
Well, I mean, I guess I never knew exactly what I wanted to do with my life. I, at one point, wanted to be a nurse, and then I decided I was going to become a pharmacist, and from there, I decided, well, I didn't want to do either of that, so I joined the Army. And so I was in the Army for 4 years, and then I got out of the Army and I was working as a contractor, and really hated doing that.
I joined the Air National Guard when I was 17, and that was shift work. So I immediately decided that I had to get out of that because I needed a change. I did the 9-to-5. I've been in finance quite a bit. I worked at several banks in several different positions, and it never felt right to me because I wasn't working for myself. I wasn't doing something that I was truly passionate about.
Well, I think it's, the two of us, we reached a point to where we couldn't handle working these corporate, 9-to-5 jobs anymore, and they were just literally killing our souls. We were brainstorming for months on what could we do to break away from that. We had this kind of miraculous idea of creating a ski rack for truck beds, and that's what we ultimately decided to do.
We decided that product development and bringing a product to market was exactly what we wanted because it enabled us to be able to pursue all of our outdoor passions while still maintaining the business.
We had to be in the outdoor industry. That was a huge piece of something for us. It wasn't about just starting our own business and running our own business. We wanted to be in an industry and be in doing something that we loved. And that had to be something in the outdoors. Well, we had this idea to create a ski rack, and we had to come up with a way to name it.
So I came up with the name GNAR while we were laying down for bed.
I mean, GNAR symbolizes everything that we love to do as outdoor enthusiasts. It symbolizes doing hardcore, insane, crazy stuff. And it's a commonly used word in all outdoor sports, especially the extreme ones. And so what better word for our company than GNAR?
Than GNAR.
As if starting your own business and balancing work life and all that stuff isn't enough, we're going to be moving into a travel trailer. So it's going to get crazy.
So we're taking our life on the road, and we're excited to see where the journey takes us. We like to get shit done.
There you go.
Or
There's a bug in the camera. Oh. We like to get shit done.
Okay, so basically we're going to talk a little bit about ourselves. So for you... Okay, we're going to pause.
Woo!
You get to really reap the benefits of reap what you sow. I did that wrong.
There's no script.
I know.
Well, I'm originally from Cumming, Georgia. Cumming.
Okay, and what did you describe? Let's talk about how you two met. Whoever wants to talk about that. You guys can jointly talk about it, one of you, whatever.
Well, we met at work.
Okay, I'll try. Let me try, okay.